Everyone, it seems, is doing business on the web these days, from established international companies to up-and-coming entrepreneurs.
But our I-Team found businessmen and women who thought they had built a successful web business only to find it disappear. Senior I-Team reporter Dale Russell is here now with the trail of the vanishing websites.
It's pretty interesting, Russ. They had an idea. They went to a web design company to build their business and thought they were good to go, but they weren't. When Steve Golden wanted to build a new business, he went to the web.
Everything was over the internet.
Marcia Savage uses the web to market her pastel paintings.
And I am not a hobby painter. I do this full time. It's how I make my living.
Both advertise their work on the web under a legally protected internet address or domain name. So what happens if you lose your good name?
They owned it. They just had me. There was nothing I could do about it.
Steve Golden decided after 30 years in the IT business it was time to build a new life and a new business, rain barrels. He wanted to register and market his company on the internet. He signed on with Global Internet Solutions. The web hosting company promised to provide help with his web page and register his internet address.
But it sounded like a great deal to me.
Registering your online address is critical. For example, if I wanted to start a new business and register my internet address as dalerussell.com, I can't because some other Dale already has the name registered. What's up with that? Well, it's perfectly legal because he registered first. Golden, in a complaint to the Better Business Bureau, said he got into a contract dispute with Global Internet Solutions, and during the dispute, his web page disappeared.
I was out of business.
Marcia Savage also complained to the BBB, saying Global Internet Solutions engages in false, misleading advertising. She wrote that during a contract dispute, the web hosting company shut down a website she helped design for pastel painters in the Southeast. The company told the BBB that Savage's complaint was completely false and misleading.
I do believe they are tricking people. You think you own your domain name. You think you've purchased it.
It turns out Savage and Golden didn't own their domain names or internet addresses. Global Internet Solutions owned them. The company told them it was spelled out in their policy. They admit they didn't catch that. So Golden lost the right to use his own business name, Noah's Rain Barrel, on the internet.
It's like I didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, the company's received some 334 complaints.
Gary Allman of the Better Business Bureau in Los Angeles, where Global Internet Solutions is located, is not surprised. More than 300 people nationwide have complained about the company, many from Georgia. Everything from sales issues, billing problems, to the same domain problem as Golden and Savage. The BBB gives Global Internet Solutions an F.
The company leases the domain names to you, so there's really almost no recourse. I mean, you can't just move this domain name to another web hosting provider. So I guess you have to read the fine print.
We couldn't talk with the West Coast company. The postal address listed on their website is a mailbox in this Los Angeles storefront. They didn't respond to our emails or phone calls. Global Internet Solutions also didn't respond to Golden's Better Business Bureau complaint. They did email Golden to say they didn't deliberately block his domain name. Another company caused the problem. Marcia Savage registered a new internet address for those Southeast pastel painters. Steve Golden had to do the same thing. Both say the loss of domain names washed away profits and caused never-ending business headaches. Not a pretty picture for any entrepreneur.
It was one of those dark holes that you go into and you're never going to come out.
I'd like to think after 62 years I would know better, but I didn't.
Now, Mr. Golden did figure a way to get back into business. His company is now noahsrainbarrel.net, and he's back in business. And the Southeastern Pastel Society is now southeasternpastel.org. .org. So there's another way to skin that cat, I guess, Russ.
But we heard them mention the contract and what was in the contract, what they might have missed. Did you look at it?
We wanted to, and it was one of the first questions that we had, but we found out it was all online, and they never printed out a copy, which is a lesson to anyone. If you do any kind of online business like that, make sure you have your documentation to back up any problems that you have. But they did say that the wording of it was not clear, and that's why they didn't realize that they didn't own the rights to their domain names. If you start a business like that, if you get a domain name, you got to be very careful. And as Russ, as we were saying, you can register it yourself. You don't have to have another company do it.
And pay for it and make sure it's done.
It's about $9 a year.
All right. Dale, thanks very much.